Alright, so I don't normally do these kind of videos, but I was just kind of in a what the hell kind of moment, and since I saw the trailer for the new Arkham City Batman Assassin reveal trailer, I was like, okay, I'll do it. So apparently there's going to be about 8 assassins, so 8 little bosses you gotta fight in the game. And so far we know Deathstroke, Deadshot, and Bane are in it, and they recently revealed Copperhead, who they kind of changed a bit. Copperhead is now a woman, first off, and now she's kind of like some kind of martial artist with snake claws that can poison Batman. I was like, okay, Copperhead's not really a character I cared much about. I was like, oh, it's Copperhead, he's in this comic, okay, that's cool. But making him a woman, I don't... And they did mention a guy, actually. Maybe there's 2 Copperheads now, because they mention a guy. They never said... And they're like, well, they never say anything about a girl, so... Anywho, it's cool. I don't mind. It's not... Copperhead's not really a character like... I'm pissed off that, oh my god, they changed Copperhead, let's riot. No, I have no life. That part's actually true, sadly. Anywho... So, there's about 4 more assassins they're going to reveal, probably very soon, since the game's coming out in a few months. And I decided to do a video talking about at least 6 characters that if at least one of them got in, I'd be happy about. So this is my speculation for the characters I'd like to see, the next 4 assassins I'd like to see in Arkham City, Arkham City Origin, or Arkham Origins, And first off, you can see right here, a lot of people have been saying this too, yeah, Lady Shiva. Lady Shiva would be awesome, the mother of Cassandra Kane, a woman that Batman's never beaten, ever in a hand-to-hand fight, the most dangerous assassin. Even Deathstroke is like, I don't want to fuck with her. Like, even when Slade Wilson, the greatest mercenary, says, I don't want to fight her, don't. So, Lady Shiva can kill somebody, it can kill a room full of well-armed people with her bare hands, and Batman's never beaten her. She is a perfect choice for this game. Just someone who could just come in, like you could have the opening scene of Batman trying to throw a batarang from far away, and suddenly Shiva just catches it in her, just catches it with 2 of her fingers and breaks it, and just looks at it, like she can look like a mile away and see Batman. Well, not a mile away, but several feet, like the other building Bruce is sitting on, and just be like, really? I think that'd be so cool. I think Shiva's a really needed addition. I know a lot of people do want her. My friend Mount Vernon Kid wants her. A lot of people I've been seeing these videos on really want Lady Shiva. A lot of people do put Shiva on this list, and with good reason. She's an all-around badass that you just don't want to mess with. So, what more can I say about her? We've got about a few more assassins to cover, so moving on. Following that is David Kane, the father of Cassandra Kane, and also the guy who had sex with Lady Shiva, so points for him. David Kane is a very old world assassin who actually helped train Bruce with some martial arts and espionage skills. David Kane's a very old world assassin. I think he'd be great in here. I think it would be like, it's nothing personal, Batman, it's just business. And this is a guy who's like an old guy you just don't want to mess with, and I think it'd be cool. They probably won't have Cassandra Kane in here, that's the problem, because this is a very early Batman, so they probably won't have Cassandra Kane in here. But it would be nice to see, like, him interact with Shiva, that'd be a plus. But David Kane's just someone, like, he's not really a well-known character. All he's known for is being the father of Cassandra Kane, which, given who Cassandra Kane is, or rather was, thank you, DC, is a good enough title. And this guy trained Cassandra from birth to be an assassin, and he also helped train Bruce, so I think it'd be cool of just seeing him, like, just come in and, like, there's this group of young thugs who think they can kill Batman, and then David just walks in the room, and he's just like, really, guys? No. And they're just like, oh, piss off, old man, and they try to hit him, and he kills everyone in the room with just his bare hands. All Jason Statham style, so... Yeah, I think this is another guy a lot of people have talked about on their list, and someone else they'd like to see. David Kane is someone I'd like to see them give more recognition to, you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be a great character to add, because he's not really a well-known character, and if DC wants to push, like, the weirdest characters to push for big-name characters, I think David Kane should get some goddamn recognition, at least. So, anyway, moving on. So next up is the KG Beast. Now, for those who don't know who the KG Beast is, don't worry, because he's a very obscure character. The best place you've probably seen him was in Blackest Night, or made a few cameo appearances in the Justice League animated show. But the KG Beast is a assassin who was trained in a KGB special training room in the Soviet Union. He was trained to be an assassin and was cybernetically enhanced with an arm, and he's also responsible for over 200 confirmed kills for the Soviet Union, and then later on the Mafia. So the KG Beast is someone that when Batman first encountered him, he couldn't beat. This is a guy who was he was trained to feel no pain. He could still feel it, but basically he's a Spetsnaz on crack. So he's a real he knows several martial arts. He's got a cybernetically enhanced gun that has a switchblade, as you can see, and he has he's also very strong. He's very flexible, and he has weapons like ninja stars, nunchucks, knives, hidden guns on him. I think this is another character that a lot of people have been saying would be cool to see in here, but I don't know. He's such an obscure character. But then again, Copperhead was someone I was not expecting on the list, so yeah, I was like, okay, KG Beast, he'd be cool. And a lot of people have talked about, a few people here and there I've seen the KG Beast on their list, and he makes sense. He makes a lot of sense. And again, I think it'd be cool to see, lesser-known DC characters be brought in here. So I think the KG Beast would be a great addition to this series. And I think it would be cool just to see him, just kind of change the costume around, please. Because he looks like a gimp. There's no beating around the bush about this. So, minor change, make the gun a little, don't make the gun his whole, actually no, that's probably what they would do in the game, and they might actually make it cool, is make his whole arm, rather than from his elbow down, gun arm, it would be a whole cybernetic arm that could just convert into weapons. That'd actually be a lot better, shit. That actually is better. But, anywho, I think I've said enough about this guy. Let's move on to the next three. And the next following three are just ones I was thinking about and probably we won't see in the game, but wouldn't it be cool if it was? So the next one is Prometheus. Now, Prometheus is a character who started out as an assassin and mercenary, and then he kind of upgraded to Justice League level villain. But Prometheus is pretty much the best way I could describe him for those who don't know him, he's kind of like the DC Universe equation to Taskmaster. He can basically look at anything and mimic it. He's also known as the Mirror Batman. He basically grew up training his whole life after cops gunned down his parents who were bank robbers, and he swore to destroy all forces of justice. So, yeah, I think he'd be cool. He's going on this crusade while getting paid, and Batman. This is another guy that Batman's hardly ever beaten on his own. So I think it would be cool just to see, this is the first time Batman's ever encountered Prometheus. He's heard of it. I'd have it he's heard of Prometheus, but he's never really met him until tonight. And Prometheus just hates Batman so much because he embodies just justice. So I think it'd be you're everything I despise. Die. That was horrible. I'm sorry. But, anywho, I think Prometheus would be a cool addition. Someone we're probably not going to get because a lot of people consider more of a Justice League level villain. But, yeah, and also you can't really claim that, he's dead in the comics. Yeah, in the comics, not in the Arkham City universe as far as we know. In fact, this is the early Arkham City universe, so yeah, he might still be alive. He might actually exist in this universe, so Prometheus, I think, would be a cool addition. So the next two are going to be Green Arrow villains. Now, I've seen a few lists saying that, it would be cool to see Merlin in the game, and that would be cool. Admittedly, Merlin would be cool. I'd have no objection to that. But however, I thought of two other Green Arrow villains that I'd like to see at least one of them in the game. The first being right here, Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, for those who don't know, is a guy who is an assassin who hunts non-powered superheroes. He started out by hunting Connor Hawke, Green Arrow's son, and then he kind of upgraded to hunting Green Arrow, and at one point he did hunt Batman. Batman couldn't beat him in the fight. Well, he did beat him, but it was kind of a draw, really. But I think it would be cool. I think Onomatopoeia, the other thing is that he speaks in sound effects, snap, boom, ang, zap. That's all he does, just these one-word sentences. He's so creepy, other villains are dude, I don't want to even be near you. He's just a sociopath who hunts non-powered villains, so I think he'd be in it less for the money, he'd just be in it for killing Batman. So I think that would be the big thing right there, is that he wouldn't really, he just like, Black Mask would be like, I didn't have to pay one of them. He just wanted to kill Batman. Like, just when he's like, I could see when they're talking to Onomatopoeia, they're like, we'll pay you this much to kill Batman. And then he's just like, slice. And that'll just indicate, I don't want to kill, and he just cuts the money, and he just takes the Batman photo and leaves. That'd be so cool. And Onomatopoeia is very intelligent. He uses knives, bombs. He's an excellent martial artist. This is a guy who can catch an arrow in midair between his fingers and just go snap. So he's another character I think that would work really well in here. But moving on to the final pick, and this one's a little more obscure. And finally is the other Green Arrow villain that I think would be cool in here is Constantine Drakon. Constantine Drakon, for those who know, is a Greek assassin who's a sociopath. At age 10, he started murdering people just to see how he'd react to it, and he never cared. He's also a master martial artist that Ali hasn't even beaten in a fight. So this would be a cool addition of just a guy who fights with his bare hands, hardly ever uses guns or knives. This is a guy who uses like parkour-esque martial arts as well as his own kind of style. I think he'd be a cool addition of just seeing if he could kill another guy who could see if he could actually kill the Batman. I think that would be a cool thing. But again, he's more of a Green Arrow villain. I don't even think Dracon's ever encountered Batman, now that I think about it. But it would be cool to see him finally meet Batman in here, at least. So, yeah, I think it would be a cool addition of just seeing, like, he just comes to Gotham to kill Batman, just to say he could, and then move on to the next guy he thinks he could kill. But, yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. Now, again, I'm not saying that, oh, these are the ones that are going to be in the game, or these are the ones I want in the game, or I won't play the game because then it would be stupid. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, however, is that I'd at least like to see at least one of them in the game. Now, the first three I mentioned, Shiva, Kane, and KG Beast, at least one of them has a surefire shot at being in this game. The other three, I was just like, well, be cool, maybe. Yeah, so because again, I was like, Copperhead doesn't scream assassin, but I like the idea where they're going with him, her. So, all in all, I just wanted to have fun with this video of just picking out assassins and talking about characters that I don't normally talk about. So, yeah. Anywho, guys, you guys tell me what assassins you'd like to see in Batman Arkham Origins, and who do you think it will be? Yeah, so, anyway, just leave a comment below, video respawn, all that good shit, and I'll see you guys later.